Welcome to my blog, A Chief's Wife's Hearts of Fire. I'm the Chief's wife, and I'm back with another handcrafted item, this time one of my yearly albums. I put all of our family pictures from this year and combined them together, but simplified a little bit more to just a few of the events that go on for the year. Now, you've probably seen one before, which was a 2012 album. This was one of my favorites because I made a lot of different things on my own without digging into my stash so much. But this time I decided to go all out and really dig through my stash. You'll find lots of different things in here besides the Tim Holtz ideology. There's also paper from the Paper Studio, paper from Tim Holtz's stash, and also Graphic 45. And I also dug just a lot of things out of the trash where we used the cardboard or the plastics and put everything together, and it made a very neat looking album, I think so. I even dug out of the barn for my own numbers. I'm 49 now and I'm going to be 50. So I changed this up a little bit, and I used the same closure that I did for the other one, only I made it a little bit looser on this new one because it was kind of tight on this one. Okay, open it up. That was easy. Now, this is one of my funnest and favorite dies that I've gotten, called the Thinlits die. And this little thing makes the tiniest states, but it also makes an outline of all the states. You can do so many things with this, but this is perfect for our family for right now because it shows everything that's going on in our life right now. We started the year in 3 different states. We were in Florida while our older son was in Delphi, Indiana, and our younger son and his wife were up in Minnesota, so the 6 of us were all split up. Now that Brian and Ashley live southern now, I'm kind of by myself a little bit, and it makes me realize that I don't have my kids very close to me anymore. I have to get online to the Facebook if I want to talk to them because I can't hear on the phone, which is kind of hard for me. I talked them into having a picture taken last fall because I didn't think we were going to have another chance to get one done, and we didn't. And my favorite thing to do with these pictures is not only use the family die in the tag, but also change it up to the colors. I like doing the black and white and the sepia, which is the antique color on there. And so I put the tag of altered on there, and you change it up, and the genuine was the color. And I have a place to write on the back of that too, if you can see that. So that was my first idea, was to make these into something that I can add little notes to or little photos to as I go along. But I wanted each page to be different. This one, I'm always taking pictures of our flowers all around the house that I'm planting or that grow. So I decided to go with the Americana theme again, which is red, white, and blue, which is the colors I love to plant in flowers. And this paper, again, was a different kind of paper, but I just loved how it had that little edging of words. So I used the actual words in dictionary paper for the flowers, and the top of the flower, the very top petals, all say something about gardening, blooms, flowers, grow. I thought that was kind of neat. This next one was taken off of the Tim Holtz tags that he did last summer with the sand and surf dies, and I got the idea to make this one for the boat trips that we're making with our boat all the time. The cards are for like going fishing, playing Go Fish with the numbers, because we'll always bring up different numbers of fish, and I can add photos to the back of it. And the number there on the front will give me little messages that I can write on other cards. I thought that was a pretty cool one. Now, this paper background had it already marked with watermarks on it. So I loved that idea of putting that behind the plastic there. And the waves were off of an embossing folder. This is almost all Tim Holtz right here, except for the flag. The flag came off of a great big 12 by 12 flag paper with the Constitution written on it, and I put it onto my scanner, and printed it out to a smaller, probably to about 40% of what it was, and then used the Mod Podge glue and scrunched it up like Tim does with the tissue paper, and then added a couple of the dies of the feather, the writing desk dies. This one came off of one of the embossing folders, and I decided to just tuck that in to put some of the stash paper in there. I can add a smaller picture in there or write notes. This was something I came up with on my own. I had some printable vellum, and I wanted to have a black background. Now, I'm not so sure it worked out, because whenever we went to put this through the embosser, it really popped it out a little bit too much, and it kind of tore it. But I do like what it did with the coloring with just Distress inks. And on the inside of the envelope, which is just a tag folded over, I put some extra papers in there. Let me see if I can get that out, because I'm having a hard time reaching over here. And just ink it up a little bit with some distressed inks. This one was in Vintage Photo, which I used a lot of on this whole album. It is a little tight, but that's because, well, you'll see in a moment. Then I got to the other bigger pages. Now, this one I wanted a fold-out page, and it didn't exactly fit as well, but I really wanted that, so I made this sucker fit. This is out of the grunge blocks, and instead of putting the block background on there, I decided to just use the lettering and painted it black and added some black emboss on there, and then some of the tarnished gold. I think it's tarnished brass. I might have mixed the gold paint and the tarnished brass to get this effect. I just dabbed it on with my finger to make it look like it's been rusted out a little bit old, like the paint used to be on there and it's gone through. Now, I loved putting all of the ideology on there. I really love all of those little things. So I've got to add like 2 tons of them. But on the inside, you'll see the barnwood, and I just love that effect. Maybe it made the book itself a little bit big, but it sure is neat. That's one of my favorite pages I've ever made. Now, this one's not exactly finished yet, because I couldn't decide what to put in here. Furry kids, I don't know, or each of their names. But you can tell this is going to be a page for my kitties and my doggies. And now that we have 2 kitties and 2 doggies, well, that's what the paper clip is for. Now to just get them to sit still for me long enough. And here you go again, more paper clip on there for more photos that I can just stick in there once I cut them down. This is my favorite one. I took this off of Tim's tag for last July. The Sand and Sea is my absolute favorite die set. This one is a mixture, because this one's off of the big die and this is off of the movers and shapers. So you can see there's a definite difference in size there. The other seahorse is about this much larger on there, and it wouldn't have fit. So I could mix and match a little bit, and the pictures go down inside. And again, I have that side of the paper clip to put more in there. Now we'll go to the last page, which is one of my favorite ones. And that's because it turns up this way, and I can take the paper off and unfold it to make my notes. And I put some of the rub-ons on there. Remnant rubs are so fun and so easy to use, and they'll go on anything, and you can do anything with them. You can put the ink on the underneath of them, or you can use them as resist to put them on the card first and then put the ink on, and it resists the ink. I just love those remnant rubs. They are so fun. And this page was put on here because of the reason that we would be thinking while we're driving along about all the places we want to see. And the last page is about what we would like to do next year. I love doing this. Two old souls is what I could think of that were going around the world together, or just in the United States, it doesn't matter, but I think we have a lot of plans together. And the funnest part is it comes with the map, and I have to pick it up here. Yeah, it's been a while since I've opened this up already. And there you go. And all I did with this was put some of the glossy accents on it real lightly onto a paper that I found is a stack of this from Paper Studio. And this is a 6-inch stack. And I cut out the United States from my Thinlit set and then took a thin coating and set down one side of it and then did a thin coat and put the other side on it and then took another glossy accent on top of it and just thinned it out with my finger, and look at that, I have a nice little map. I love that little map. Just folded it up like that and it's stuck in there. Now you'll see that the front is the outside of the numbers. And I took the edging from the other side of the numbers that I cut out to make the back, so that it looks like you're looking through it and you get the same numbers, only in a different pattern. I hope you like what you see, and I hope you give all of these things a try, especially those very, very fun remnant rubs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.